Let's go for another one. Let's go. Starting another news roundup on the channel with more information about the Washington Commanders. Another video, always quick, objective, and very up-to-date on the Commanders. If you're new, subscribe. There are daily videos on the channel and you'll stay super well informed. When you watch the video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps, strengthens the channel, and also motivates me to continue. Here's the update. Darren Payne enters the final year of his contract in 2026, and the numbers are staggering. He will have a $27.95 million impact on the salary cap. That's the fourth highest amount for a defensive tackle in the entire NFL. The burning question for the front office is it worth paying that amount for a player who, despite being physically dominant, has only had one Pro Bowl, 2022, in his career? According to ESPN insider John Keim, there are three possible paths. Washington could simply let Payne play his final year without renewing or restructuring. This would put pressure on the player to have an all-pro year to pursue a new huge contract in 2027. Releasing Payne would save an immediate $16.8 million. It's a high amount, but it would be spent almost entirely on finding a suitable replacement. If he plays in 2026 and leaves for free afterward, Washington can still gain a compensatory draft pick in 2027. What weighs most in favor of keeping him isn't his statistics, which have dropped slightly with 3 sacks in 2025, but rather the respect he commands from opponents. Several offensive coaches have confessed that their game plan against the Commanders begins with how to stop Payne in the middle of the line. With Durante Jones' new scheme, the expectation is that Payne will have more freedom to attack, especially with the young Jerzon Newton gaining space alongside him to divide the attention of the blockers. The front office is at a crossroads. Keep an expensive player that rivals fear, or let him go to further rejuvenate the roster. Do you think Darren Payne is worth $28 million in 2026, or would you prefer Adam Peters to save that money to bring in 2 or 3 reinforcements for the secondary? Your opinion is what matters. Leave it in the comments section below. Let's change the subject. Here's an update. The big news this year is that the free agent class doesn't have as many untouchable superstars, but rather 55 high-level defenders among the top 100 available. For a team like ours, which saw its defense falter in 2025, this is music to Adam Peters' ears. The priority is clear: reinforce the secondary. Although we have promising names like Mike Sainristil and Quan Martin, the unit has been inconsistent. With the possible departure of Marshawn Lattimore, which would free up an extra $18.5 million, the path is clear to seek veterans who want to prove their worth. The name that has gained full force in the last few hours is Kyle Dugger. The 29-year-old safety, formerly of the Patriots and Steelers, is seen by Fox Sports as the perfect candidate for a turnaround in Washington. Why does he make sense? He terminated his massive $58 million contract, meaning he's entering the market looking for a shorter, more affordable deal. In 2025, he started 9 games for the Steelers and showed he still has a nose for the ball, with 2 interceptions, 1 returned for a TD. He brings the aggressiveness that Jeremy Reeves and Percy Butler lacked in crucial moments. March 9th, the free agency window opens, the famous tampering. March 11th, signings become official. While the market is closed, Adam Peters is working behind the scenes restructuring contracts. Fox Sports warns that many names on the list may disappear before the 9th due to the franchise tag, but the volume of salary cuts in other teams should inject even more cheap talent into the market. Washington has the money and the need. The stage is set for an aggressive free agency attack. Do you prefer the Commanders to spend money on 1 or 2 big names from the top 100 list, or do you prefer the strategy of signing 4 or 5 solid players like Kyle Dugger to add depth to the roster? Comment below in the comments section. Now to wrap up today's updates. The saga is over. Cliff Kingsbury is back on the West Coast, but not as head coach or offensive coordinator. He signed with the Los Angeles Rams to be the assistant head coach, working directly with Sean McVay. But the controversy doesn't end there. Kingsbury didn't leave empty-handed.
he took one last jab at the Commanders by bringing Brian Johnson, our now former passing game coordinator, with him. Johnson, who was previously the Eagles' OC, was seen by many as a natural successor, but after being passed over in favor of David Blough, he decided to follow his former boss to the Rams as a senior assistant. With Johnson's departure, many thought Washington would rush to the market. However, GM Adam Peters made it clear at the scouting combine that the Commanders will absorb Johnson's responsibilities internally. This means the coaching staff will be leaner, with responsibilities distributed among the remaining members. The new face of the offense under David Blough, who is only 30 years old, will focus on. Blough and Jaden Daniels are very close and have been speaking the same language since 2024. Unlike the Kingsbury's air raid system, Blough wants Jaden Daniels operating more under the center to open up the running game and play actions. Although the team is young, Blough still has the experienced Anthony Lynn to support the running game. Our QB will have to learn his second scheme in 2 years, but the confidence in Blough is total. Daniels has already stated that he is vocal about what he wants to do on the field, and that Blough has given him complete freedom to shape the offense. It's a high-stakes gamble by Dan Quinn, trading Kingsbury's experience for the innovation and connection of a former quarterback who understands the modern challenges of the league. The clean sweep is done. Kingsbury and Johnson are the past, David Blough and the new era are the present. Do you think Adam Peters made a mistake letting Brian Johnson leave for a conference rival? Or do you trust that David Blough has everything it takes to take Jaden Daniels to MVP level in 2026? Comment below. Next, friends, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell, because this renewal could happen at any moment, and I'll bring you the updates here. We're in this together. Thanks for everything, and let's go, Commanders!